Good evening and thank you for staying with us right here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Wachuku. This is the World News at 6, and here are the top stories. We begin from outside the shores of Nigeria, where Israel's Security Cabinet recommends approval of Gaza ceasefire deal. U.S. Supreme Court upholds law banning TikTok. Aso Rock Maitama Asokoro go dark as vandals attack underground cables. Labour Party breaks silence on Governor Otis' plot to join APC. Appeal Court rules Julius Abure remains Labour Party chair. And IGP clarifies 2025 budget presentation drama at National Assembly. Details now. Thank you for staying with us. The Israeli Security Cabinet has recommended approving the Gaza ceasefire and hostage return deal ahead of a full cabinet meeting expected later on Friday. This statement was from the Prime Minister's office. Cabinet is expected to meet at 3:30 p.m. to give final ratification for the agreement, which Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said is expected to take effect on Sunday with the release of the first hostages. If successful, the ceasefire would halt fighting between Hamas and Israeli forces that has razed much of heavily urbanized Gaza, killed more than 46,000 people, and displaced most of the enclave's pre-war population of 2.3 million several times over. It could also see hostilities in the Middle East, where the Gaza was spread to include Iran and its proxies, Lebanon's Hezbollah, Yemen's Houthis, and armed groups in Iraq, as well as the occupied West Bank. Now, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled against TikTok on January 17 in its challenge to a federal law that would have required the popular short video app to be sold by its Chinese parent company ByteDance or banned in the United States on January 19. The justices ruled that the law, passed by an overwhelming bipartisan majority in Congress in 2024 and signed by Democratic President Joe Biden, did not violate the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment protection against government abridgment of free speech. The justices overturned a lower court's decision that had upheld the measure after it was challenged by TikTok, ByteDance, and some of the app's users. The Supreme Court acted speedily in the case, having held arguments on January 10, just 9 days before the deadline set under the law. The case pitted free speech rights against national security concerns on the age of social media. TikTok is one of the most prominent social media platforms in the United States, used by about 270 million Americans, roughly half the country's population, including many young people. TikTok's powerful algorithm, its main assets, feeds individual users short videos tailored to their liking. The platform presents a vast collection of user-submitted videos, often under a minute in duration, that can be viewed with a smartphone app or on the internet. China and the United States are economic and geopolitical rivals, and TikTok's Chinese ownership for years has raised concerns among the TikTok fight has unfolded during the waning days of Mr. Biden seized him on January 20 and at a time of rising trade tensions between the world's two biggest economies. Now, two of America's adversaries are solidifying their ties just days before President-elect Trump makes his historic return to the Oval Office. Today, President Masoud Pezeshkian are meeting in Moscow to sign a partnership treaty. Pezeshkian, who won the presidency in Iran's July runoff election, is set to engage in talks with Putin and participate in the partnership pact signing during his first trip to Moscow as president. Russia and Iran's leader of the Niger Police Force 2020 at the National Assembly avoidable, clarifying that the document he presented was shared with all committee members beforehand. In a statement today by the force spokesman Muyiwa Adejobi, the IGP explained that the two versions of the budget document were provided to the committee's members, a comprehensive copy and also an abridged version. Well, you will recall that there was rancor in the House. While both contained same figures and facts, the abridged version used simplified language to facilitate understanding. At the start of the session, the committee members unanimously agreed with the motion that the IGP should present the abridged version since they all had access to both accounts, or rather documents. Distinguished Senator Onye, let's take...
Okay, points of order, Mr. Chairman. Can I recognize Mr. Chairman? Thank you very much. From Akwa Ibom State. You can't give me a copy after this. It's not the same thing. The details are not here, like the zonal offices he has mentioned. They are not captured.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Please, Senator, please. Rise his presentation.
No, Chairman, we're not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry. We must do the right thing.
We are not in the chamber. You are there to wait for the collective. You have it.
It's not in this copy. What is written is
a new copy was sent to you. Check and see it. If you just have a copy, ask for the copy.
Yes.
This is not a big deal. You ask for the copy. The copy is there available.
Chairman,
There is a point of
I'm still on the floor.
order.
I'm still on the floor, Mr. Chairman.
We need the opinion of all the members. Can we allow IG to proceed with what is reading?
No, we don't have it. We don't have it.
Please.
Then I will leave. I will leave the copy. What are we reading now? What do you want to do? We are acting in the head. Leave.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Deputy Chief Whip. Mr. Chairman.
Point of order, please. Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. We are here to serve Nigerians. And Nigerians should see us as a very serious institution. We are not against the presentation of the IGP, but I, as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, should have what the IGP is reading. Yes. Exactly. Please let me finish. I represent the section of this country. What the IGP is reading is different from what I have. And I'm going to ask questions. Let me finish, Mr. Chairman.
All right, that was basically the rally session that developed yesterday while the Inspector General of Police was presenting the 2025 budget. And apparently there seemed to have been an agreement as to what transpired before the senator came in. But it turned rowdy. Mr. Peter Anosike is my analyst this evening on the World News at 6. Mr. Peter Anosike, good evening and thank you for joining me. Yes, welcome. And I actually appreciate you coming because it's been quite a situation since yesterday that this entire ordeal commenced. They clarify what happened. And according to him, he said it was not a big deal for the situation to have devolved in the manner it did. And it was being televised. A couple of persons had said that it was embarrassing that at this stage we are still having arguments like this over stuff that could have been properly organized before, they arrived at the venue, they converged there. What do you have to say concerning this?
The Nigeria Senate is currently our privileged old people's home. That is what the Nigeria Senate is. But now, imagine people in privileged old people's home be exhibiting youthful exuberance. That's adults behaving like children. And from their voices, you will know those who are corrupt and those who are not. Understand? Okay. Saying after the presentation, you'll be given the script. Okay. By then, the IG has left the handle chamber. Who are you now going to ask the questions when you see the main script? So they just want to hoodwink some people. They just want to hoodwink some people. And if you listen very well, you see people speaking Hausa inside this. They handle the chamber. For what? For what?
Well, because
that's the National Assembly. Well, the lingua franca there should be English and nothing more.
Well, it was during the imbroglio when the fighting or the rowdy session commenced that some of them eventually had to utter their indigenous language in reaction.
Why didn't the Akwa Ibom, not senator speaker in Akwa Ibom? Why didn't that the guy that from Ebonyi speak Igbo? So for me, they wanted to dribble people there. You cannot read that's abridged speech and later give that the whole speech. The question should be based on what the IG is reading.
Okay.
So they just want to hoodwink some people. And I'm happy with that guy who said that he was not in a hurry.
All right.
This budget, this is the fate of Nigeria in 2025 being discussed, and you want to do it in a hurry.
It's quite unfortunate, Mr. Peter Anosike, in that particular regard, because I remember during the
a nominee to sing a national anthem. The three areas that you mentioned are the hybrid areas. That's where the senators or the ministers all live. Understand? And assuming that we have a CCTV, it would not have been happening.
We mean CCTV along all that route, all that access.
Understand me?
Okay.
This is the hybrid area of Abuja. My time, that's Asokoro. Understand? Which should be guarded. Understand me? So as assuming that we have CCTV, it will not have happened.
What do these individuals intend to achieve with this? I mean, you go and vandalize the cables underground. Like you said, there should be CCTV where the mast or the cables are being set up to see what kind of operations are ongoing there, specifically for those who come around for maintenance or whatnot. I'm sure those access actually have generators that would power sometimes as an alternative when there's no lack of power supply. But the question now is the fact that these individuals to have dared go there, disrupt those power lines. What is the objective? Is the objective for when repairs are commencing, then they will come attack individuals? Because if you're affecting areas close to the president's, that's the president's house. That's where the president is currently residing. What does that tell you about the brazenness of these individuals?
Well, for me, I don't really know what their motive are, but copper and all those stuff are very, very expensive now. It could be maybe they vandalize it that with the intention that to go and sell the equipment.
Okay.
Because I don't see them. Aso Rock, the Supreme Court and the National Assembly are in the same area. Okay. And those areas are fortified. So I can't see any miscreant entering there.
All right.
But on the lighter side, I wouldn't mind punishing some of those people. Understand me? That's let them be in darkness and have a taste of what other Nigerians
are going through.
Mr.
Peter Anosike. All right, let's go to party politics. The appeal court today confirmed Julius Abure as the authentic chairman of the Labour Party. I recall just 2 or 3 days ago, we were talking about the Labour Party on this platform, how the party has literally gone moribund, redundant, possibly extinct. They have not been acting possibly as an opposition political party. I think that conversation was had with Mr. Elvis, where there were speculation by a couple of critics that maybe monies have been collected. They had allowed some opposition political party to infuse them and adulterated the effectiveness of the party as at how they were in 2023. Now, the appeal court has actually solidified whatever argument there are. Julius Abure is the Labour Party chair. How do you see the future of the Labour Party with this authentication?
Well, it simply marks the end of the party.
Why would you say so?
Because Julius Abure don't have capacity for anything.
In what context do you mean by making that statement?
He cannot win councillor in his own village. Who is he?
He's the chairman of the Labour Party.
2022, do you know who Julius Abure is? So it is P2B and the obedience that raised him up. Understand?
All right.
And now those people are now... They are just watching what is happening at this point in time. So, confirming Julius Abure as by the appeal court and he may also win at the Supreme Court. Okay. So it simply means that they have killed of the party.
Okay.
Because without the obedience, there's no Labour Party.
All right. A couple of persons, critics like yourself and political analysts, believe that the Labour Party seems to be a dumping ground for persons who want to revive their career. And the question now came to mind.
Example.
Will you laugh?
Example.
Oh, yeah, give an example.
No. No.
The reason is this.
That narrative.
What happened? The narrative
is very, very wrong.
Well, the narrative.
Who else has done for Labour Party what Peter Obi
No,
did?
we're not talking about Peter Obi now. We're talking about the Labour Party. Obviously, Peter Obi is not the originator or the founding member of the Labour Party. We're speaking of the party as a whole. Obviously, Peter Obi came onto the party and became their presidential candidate for the 2023 general elections. He was not in the Labour Party before. I'm talking about the party itself. They see it as a dumping ground. Most persons whose careers get elevated, once they join the party, afterwards they leave or they defect. So there's a problem with the party sustaining leadership, aside from Mimiko. And Mimiko, after his 8 years, he was a person who tried. After his 8 years, he left. What is wrong with the Labour Party maintaining their candidate or maintaining anybody? For a party that became one of the third force on the front line in 2023, what happened from that time till now?
The issue is, without the obedience, there's no Labour Party. And they're saying that it is a dumping ground, whatever. How many people have contested on that Labour Party? How many people have won an election on that Labour Party apart from 2023? How many people?
What about Mimiko? Is he not a
that
solid
was
example?
2010. And at that point in time, go and check, PDP won all the Ondo State House of Assembly. Go and check. Labour Party, they did not win even one House of Assembly in Ondo. So Mimiko just used it, and it was a protest vote against Agagu. Understand
All right,
me?
Mr. Peter Anosike, now with this particular recent situation or this recent development, there are speculations that we should begin to hear major defections of their top persons who are popular within the party, like Peter Obi and Alex Otti. Alex Otti is the governor in the Labour Party, but he has actually clarified all of the conspiracy theories or speculation of his planned defection to the All Progressives Congress. He said he's not defecting to the APC. Do we see him defecting to another political party, not necessarily the APC?
Well, for me, you can see that for many months now, Peter Obi has not mentioned Labour Party.
Yes.
He had not mentioned it. And for ZLP to win the local government election
In Abia
State shows that Alex Otti is no more interested in Labour Party. And because party is about structures.
Yes.
So those local governments under ZLP is now his own structure. And if he has wanted that to go to ZLP, to APC, APC would have won all the local governments in Abia.
So are we saying that if Alex Otti intends to go for a second term as governor, he may likely fly the ticket or the flag of the Zenith Labour Party?
That from that local government election, that's what it seems.
So we should begin to see a lot of, will I say, revelations from 2020.
No,
let's say 2026.
From the third quarter of this year, 2025, things will begin to happen. Realignment will start happening.
So what political party do you think Peter Obi may actually defect to? Because we don't have it within our party constitution for individual representation to run or as a candidate for individual candidacy.
That's independent candidate.
Independent candidacy. So what political party do you think he'll become or he will join?
I am not Peter Obi, and I'm not his spokesperson. Understand?
I know you're not his spokesperson, you're not Peter Obi, but based on the political trend you're seeing, based on what the illustration unfolding now.
There's going to be a political realignment.
Okay.
Which ZLP, which SDP are going to play key roles.
Okay.
From the third quarter of 2025. Understand?
Right. Okay.
Yes, so I'm seeing the APP, ZLP, and the SDP being more active from the third quarter of 2025.
All right, let's look at this. The legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, they have insisted that the declaration of the group as a terrorist organization was an attempt to confer judicial legitimacy on the marginalization of Igbos. The legal team questioned why the court and the Nigerian government failed to declare groups like Miyetti Allah and Fulani Headers as terrorist organizations in spite
of it. So the creation of IPOB as a terrorist organization came from the mind, not from the head.
And China concerning the banning of TikTok. Apparently, in its challenge to the federal law, the popular short video app is to be sold by the Chinese parent company ByteDance and is supposed to be banned in the United States. In fact, the justices ruled that the law passed by an overwhelming bipartisan majority in Congress in 2024 and signed by Democratic President arguments on January 10, just 9 days before the deadline set under the law. Why do you see this competition between the US and China's TikTok app? Because the US Supreme Court had cleared way for TikTok ban to take effect.
Well, there's China and the United States are rivals. They are the two biggest economies in the world.
Okay.
So, and what is happening between America and China is just trade war. Trade war that's one trying to show superiority to the
Other.
to the other.
Okay.
The other.
Okay.
So the issue is they feel that China can that's a security move that the U.S. Supreme Court did because China knows how to steal the other people's technology. Knows how to steal the other people's technology. Understand? So this is a way of protecting America. Most of the TikTok users are now migrating to a different platform.